What's that sound? It's For Amusement Only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. If you've been wondering over the past few days what that odd droning sound in the background is, it's not my little fridge here in the game room, which you've probably heard from time to time, click on and off. It's heaters. So during the winter or the early fall, I do run heaters to keep the temperature consistent down here. It is off of the house and not part of the central ductwork, and I am too cheap to get a mini split. So instead you hear the soft drone of the heaters in the background, and I apologize for that. If anybody is offended by that noise, let me know, and I will sit here with the heaters off while I record. But hopefully you can hear my droning over the droning in the background. Alright, well, tonight I wanted to talk about another Miss America game. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last Miss America podcast, but this formula proved so popular for Bally that they brought it out 3 more times after the 1957 version. This version is Miss America 75, which came out actually in 1974. This game continued the tradition of having 2 cards with 5 horizontal lines of moving numbers, so you could reposition all the numbers on each of the cards when you had A through E lit. And of course you have to pay into the machine to earn the feature. Now you earn the main card automatically when you start the game, but you also have to pay into the game in order to earn the second card. Otherwise you only score on the main card. The main card has a corners feature, where corners will score as the red 5 in a line value. And this game adds an extra feature on top of the Miss America 57 game, and that is the double or nothing feature, which the 6-card bingos had starting in the early 70s. Now this feature, if you'll recall, when you push the R button or the C button on the 6 cards, your search will begin, and when a winner is found, when it finds a hit, it'll flash double or nothing on the backglass. And at that point, you have to push either R for regular or D / N, apparently on this game, for double or nothing. Now, you have a random chance of being awarded either double or nothing for your win if you push the D or N button. Otherwise, you get the normal allotment of replays. Now, this is controlled by quadruple deck scoring in this game. You have red and yellow odds on your primary card, and green and white on your extra card. Now, these all move independently. Now, there's an extended time tree on this game as well. Either you can move the magic lines up to before you shoot your 4th ball, or before you shoot your 5th ball. There is no after 5th on this game. Now let's talk about artwork. Bally at this point had changed artists. They had done so earlier. I'm sure eventually I'll figure out exactly what year that was. But starting at this point, the artwork started to become different. The ladies started losing more clothing, and the backgrounds became a bit more simplified. Now on Miss America 75, there is a blue field on the backglass with white stars. And the words Miss America are written in an American flag motif. 75 is in the upper right in red with white dots accenting the numbers. You have two identical ladies flanking the main and extra card. One is a mirror image of the other, as I say, and they're putting their hair back or doing something with their hair and wearing a American flag bikini. Down below, you have a nice symmetrical setup for the main and extra card double or nothing feature. This feature requires the display both of the double or nothing flash, but also whether you won regular or double or nothing. So in this case, you have a box that says main card on the left, and inside of that there are 3 boxes which are colored identically. One set of 3 is for the red lines, one set of 3 is for the yellow lines, and the first box has either the words red lines or yellow lines in it. The second box is going to say regular, or regular wins, or something of that nature. And then the third box is going to say double on the left, or nothing on the right, depending on which you win. Down below that, you have the actual feature with teasers for A, B, C, D, E. Then you have your time tree on the right-hand side, with the Select Now flasher underneath. This box with the time tree is set off with an American flag motif, as is the replay counter on the left. Underneath the replay counter, you have a lady's head, and on the right of the time tree, you have another lady in an orange bikini. In between the lady's head and the lady in the orange bikini, you have the odds set up. Now, at this time, they had stopped, for the most part, at least I don't recall any other game here in the 70s where the odds were integrated into the artwork as they were back in the 50s and 60s. But the odds are laid out in plain rectangles in between red, yellow, green, and white. On the bottom left and right, there's a yellow star and a red star. And below that is the extra ball feature, up to 3 extra balls on this game, so you can have up to 8 chances to get a 3 in a row. Or a 5 in a row is really what you want. But failing that, a 3 in a row. Now let's talk about the play field. Looking at this reminds me very much of Nashville, as far as the coloring of the wood surrounds and the vibrancy of the playfield. I wonder if it was also one of the plastic-coated experiments. Up at the top, you have the word Bally in a star, with 2 small stars at the left and right most extensions of that star. Beside those red stars, there are 2 identical ladies wearing bikinis. And then down by the numbers 14 and 18, you have the same 2 ladies on the backglass that are adjusting or fixing their hair. Other than that, the playfield is on a field of blue with white stars. And in the numbered area, this is set off in between each post with a pink field and blue stars. This game is very attractive as far as these later 70s games go, but I do prefer the older artwork from the standpoint of both the illustrations themselves and the integration of the odds and other features into the background artwork itself. Now let's talk about the cabinet stencil. You've got an American flag motif. The coin door has a unique setup with a red button up on top and a yellow button down towards the middle of the door. This is unusual. Normally the red button is either in the upper right or in the upper left, and the yellow is in the upper right. Depends on if the game has extra balls or not. So this is a little interesting. So returning to the American flag motif, I guess I'll describe that a little more than just saying American flag. On the head, there's a field of blue with white stars. They're not set at an angle. They are set up exactly as you would picture. Rows of 3 and 6 rows, or rather 5 2/3. The lower cabinet is alternating red and white stripes with blue stars which alternate between medium, large, small, large, small, large, and medium. The front stencil is a continuation of the red and white stripes with blue stars surrounding the coin door. 2 medium size on the left, 2 smaller size on the right. The lockdown bars in this period had started becoming metal clad from the factory, instead of being wood with a metal placard on top during the Magic Screen era. These bars tend to hold up very well. I have yet to see one that has been completely trashed, although I saw some photos of some rough games tonight, and I chuckled a bit because they were really rough. But I have not seen one of these 70s games with a really bad lockdown bar yet. Buttons, yes, I've seen them worn away, and certainly that's a common thing on most any bingo game. The buttons get hundreds and hundreds and thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of presses, and over time they do wear away. However, there are 5 buttons on the left-hand side, A through E, and then 3 buttons on the right-hand side, R, D or N, and then C. This game, like Miss America 57, looks like a heck of a lot of fun to play. The Double or Nothing feature I really enjoy in the later 6-card games, so I don't doubt that brings a whole nother set of strategies to playing a Miss America. However, I do prefer the artwork and overall aesthetic of Miss America 57. That said, I'd still love to have a Miss America in my collection, and I wouldn't turn away a Miss America 75, and I'd certainly relish any opportunity to play one. It definitely looks like a very fun game. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line at 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at nbaldridge, or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.